Welcome back to the Engineered Angler. I'm back from vacation, and it was a bit of a vacation from hell. My wife got COVID. I somehow avoided getting COVID, but spent most of the time making sure she was okay and running errands, and we really only got a couple of days of sightseeing before the hotel room turned into a clinic. So today we're going to talk about my aluminum rowboat that a few years ago I turned into a decked out bass boat that has really served me well for the last 3 years. But now, between the electrical stuff going bad, the deck going bad, and both of my trolling motors basically crapping out, that boat isn't usable right now, so I've got to get it back in action. I haven't been able to fish my own lake for probably a month and a half. So to be able to do all that work down there at the dock, I've been waiting for this. Lithium battery powered power station. Let's open it up and get it charged up. Here's our battery charger. Now there are a lot of brands out there. This one is called Oupes, and I approached Oupes to see if they would provide me one of these because this is an 1800 watt unit, and I'm hoping that level of power and this compact and relatively lightweight package is going to suit what I'm trying to do. All right, let's get the charging process started. I've got the charger plugged into the wall, and all I got to do is plug this in and it kicks up. It says it's 58% charged, and just watching it as it charges, it seems to be charging at about 10% per hour. So I should be able to get back to this in just a few hours, and we'll test it with some power tools. So let's walk down there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. I had pulled the boat up here on land because I knew it was going to rain a lot, and I wanted to make sure if the bilge pump failed, the boat wouldn't be on the bottom. Problem is, this battery has died to such a state that my smart battery charger doesn't even see it as a battery. It just keeps telling me to reconnect it. So the solution is going to be to use this guy, and I did not stage this. This just happened. DC circuits are on. I happen to have these alligator clips that have the cigarette lighter plug. I got to connect to the battery and directly to the lead from the back of the switch. Because this thing's full of water and I can't budge it. We'll let the water run out, and then I'll move it down to the end of the dock so we can take a closer look at the boat. Now you can get a proper before and after. I'll give you some close-ups of everything that's sort of coming apart. Mostly it's this decking. This EVA foam stuff, it just didn't stay stuck. It curled up, faded real bad, and it comes off on the butt of your pants and your hands and everything else. Also, I have issues wherever there was any pressure on the hatch lids, like this spring, it just kind of bowed it up in the heat. Both of these are in pretty bad shape. And the weirdest thing, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a weird hump right there and right there. Got to be one or two things. Either the PVC deck material heated up and expanded in that open area and turned into like a little ball, or that two-part flotation foam just kept expanding in the heat and pushed the deck up. So we're going to find out, because we're going to pull that section of deck off. The front is perfect, and the back, besides being pretty dirty, is almost as nice as when I first made it. The cockpit floor is done for, and my biggest regret is this piece of crap. So don't buy these. This was like, I think it was like $26. 5 switches, and it's got USB. It makes it look like something worth having, but within 3 months, all the switches crapped out. And the only switch that works is this one, because I replaced it. So that's got to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all the EVA foam everywhere and the PVC decking here forward, and I'm going to replace all the hatch lids with pressure treated plywood, and then we'll cover everything back up with some good boat deck carpet. But the thing is I really don't have power down here. I have an outlet, but that outlet won't run anything more than a battery charger or Christmas lights. I can't run power tools with it. That's where that power station comes in, because I'm going to need probably my Sawzall, definitely an angle grinder, a good drill, I gotta have my circular saw. My jigsaw. this very handy palm sander. I might even need some lighting. I'll definitely be using this heat gun. And maybe even a small compressor. Oh, well, that was pretty appropriate. First day I have this thing, and it saved me from having to bail out 50 gallons of water with a solo cup. Let's take a look at the outputs. It's got a standard 12 volt automotive style plug. This is nice. It's got a center pin type connector that outputs 12 volts. That's great for charging up flashlights and those kinds of things. So we've got two USB-A ports and two USB-C ports. We also have the 12 volt automotive plug. And the nice thing about that is that I can plug this in to my input and plug this end into my car. And as I'm driving to the next campsite, I'm charging up this guy. And another nice thing is that if you get yourself a solar panel, you can charge this thing directly from a solar panel. It's got a built-in charge controller. In fact, it's an MPPT charge controller, which if you're not familiar with much of this solar stuff, an MPPT charge controller is kind of sophisticated. It can make the best of even a cloudy day to get every little bit of solar power out of whatever light you're getting. And on the back panel, you have a nice light that'll light up a tent really nicely. It's got a couple of brightness settings and strobe, which I guess maybe you might want to have a dance party in the tent. I'm not sure. Oh, I see. This is SOS. Okay, never mind. All right, well, I'm pretty impressed with that. That thing really runs those big tools really well. And I only lost 1% of charge running all those tools for this demo. And that big power pack that thing has is going to last a lot longer than any of the cordless tools that I have. So if you're interested in getting one of these things, I'll go ahead and put a link to their website down in the description. And if I can finagle a discount code from them, I'll put that down in there too. That's not guaranteed. I'll try to twist their arms a bit. So as far as the boat is concerned, she's really taken a beating out there. Almost 3 years in the sun and the rain and everything else that's come. Both my trolling motors crapped out. The whole electrical panel crapped out. 2 batteries have already died. So I'm hoping to replace those 2 lead acid batteries with some lithium batteries. Some small ones that'll fit in there. I don't really need big ones. The thing is both trolling motors are dead, so I need to buy 2 trolling motors. So I'm looking at spending some real money to get that boat back working again. But it's really the only boat I have for this lake. The only other thing I could do is take the kayaks out, and quite frankly, I've gotten a little too lazy to paddle my way around this whole place. In the meantime, I'm going to be working on a video for a multi-part lure. I want to show you how to take a lure that you already have and turn it into a multi-part lure. That can be anything from a 2, 3, 4, or even 5-part lure with the same couple of molds. So look for that one coming up.